Welcome to the Stay at Home Nurse Podcast. I'm your host, Deanna Cooper Gillingham. For over 25 years, I've strived to use my nurse credentials to find work that fit my lifestyle, whether it was raising my 4 children and 3 fur babies, traveling the world, or moving to Mexico and living on the Caribbean Sea. Sometimes I succeeded, and sometimes I failed, but I always learned from the experience. Now, I want to help you by sharing what worked and what didn't work. There are so many opportunities out there for nurses today. The Stay at Home Nurse Podcast will inspire and equip you to have a nursing career that is meaningful and supports your lifestyle. Now let's get started. On today's episode, we're going to learn 5 reasons why nursing is a great career to work around your lifestyle. It makes me really sad to hear that a third of new nurses are leaving the profession after only a few years, and that many seasoned nurses are considering leaving the profession. I believe one of the problems is that we only learn about clinical nursing, so we are not aware of all the possibilities that are out there for us. I understand feeling hopeless with my job and the outlook for my future. But luckily, maybe, I didn't have a choice. I had to make it work. And I did. And I now love nursing. And I want you to love nursing also. So what do I love about nursing? Well, there's the obvious reason why I went into the profession. I love helping people. I love science and medicine. I love doing procedures. But in addition to that, I love the flexibility that nursing has given me over my career. So let's look at those 5 reasons. Number 1, it has allowed me to pivot into different specialties. I get bored easily. The longest I've been in any job is about 5 years. And as soon as I get really comfortable, I start to seek out new adventures. I remember back when I was in nursing school, and each rotation that I would go through, I would say, I love this. I want to work in this area. And I've been able to. I've been able to work in many of the areas that I wanted to work in when I was in nursing school, including oncology, labor and delivery, home health, SICU. As a doctor, you don't have that same flexibility. It's really hard for a doctor who's working in OB to decide to work in oncology. They have to go back to school for many years. As a nurse, we have the flexibility to change as easy as changing our job or our unit in the hospital. Now, how cool is that? Number 2, geographically, nurses are needed everywhere. There are certain professions that you really need to live in a small rural area or a large city to really make the most of your career. But nurses are needed everywhere. For somebody who likes to travel a lot, there's the option of becoming a travel nurse. And for the person whose spouse is moving often for their career growth, nurses can move with them and be guaranteed a job just about anywhere. Reason number 3 that I love nursing: flexibility with your schedule. What other career do you have the opportunity to work day shift, 3 to 11 shift, night shift, 4-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, or 16-hour shifts? You can work part-time, full-time, per diem, and usually there's plenty of overtime available for those who seek it. This flexibility is so valuable to those of us who want to work around our lifestyle. When I was younger, I was not a morning person, so 3 to 11 shift was great for me. But when my kids started school, that didn't work so well. I never got to see them, so I switched to night shift. I worked night shift, came home and slept while they were in school, and then we had our afternoons and evenings together. When we started homeschooling, I did 12-hour night shifts. This allowed me to work at night, come home, sleep a few hours, homeschool the kids, and then go to work at 7 p.m. I even did a couple of 16-hour shifts where I would only work 2 to 3 days a week, working 16 hours through 3 to 11 and night shift, then come home and sleep, but that gave me a bunch of days off so that I could do my homeschooling. As I mentioned before, I switched up jobs quite often, but I never really liked leaving a job, just cutting off and leaving. So a lot of times I would stay on PRN and pick up 4-hour shifts. So if I was working 3 12s at one hospital, I could pick up a 4 or an 8-hour shift at another place and still kind of keep my foot in the door. Which brings us to part-time, full-time, and per diem. We can do whatever fits our life at that time. Looking for part-time work to just work a day or two while your kids are in school? You can do it. You want to work full-time? Plenty of full-time opportunities out there. And per diem work? That is the best. When you only work when you want to work. One of the most flexible jobs that I've had was basically on-call per diem. I worked for a medical device company. They would call and offer me a gig, and I could either accept it or decline it. I also had that option when working as an agency nurse. And as far as overtime, I've never had a problem getting overtime when I wanted it. In fact, once I let people know that I was interested in overtime, I got more offers than I could handle. Okay, moving on to reason 4 that I love the profession of nursing. It is a very respected profession. Once again, nursing has been voted one of the most trusted professions. I don't know about you, but that really makes me happy. I love working in a profession where I know people trust us and respect us. And finally, reason number 5. Clinical nursing is only the tip of the iceberg. Now, more than ever, the opportunities are huge. I'm going to list just a few of the many areas that are non-clinical that a nurse can work in. I think we all know the clinical areas. We've done those rotations when we were in school, but I want to open your eyes to some non-clinical areas that you could eventually move into. Utilization management, case management, health coaching, nurse navigator, patient advocate, medical device representative, computer training such as Epic, healthcare writer, HEDIS, medical insurance policy education and sales, legal nurse consulting, lactation consulting, clinical research, tech companies and startups, and nurse entrepreneur. Nurses make the perfect entrepreneur because of their ability to assess, find the problem, plan, implement, and evaluate. Now, each of these could be an episode of their own, and many of them will be. But at this point, I just want to give you the opportunity to think outside the box of just where can you work in your hospital, but where can you work if you really thought about it and dreamed big? What kind of a job would support the lifestyle that you want to have? Okay, let's recap those 5 reasons why I love the profession of nursing. 1, it's allowed me to pivot into different specialties. 2, geographically, I could work anywhere. 3, flexibility with a schedule. 4, it's a very highly respected profession. And 5, clinical nursing is only the tip of the iceberg. Nursing has been a great career choice for me. Once I stopped thinking about it as a job and started thinking about it as a career. The first step is to open your mind to all of the possibilities. We're going to share numerous possibilities with you, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And be sure to listen to the next episode where we talk about how to get the best nursing jobs. And remember, your nursing credentials can take you many places you never dreamed of. Start dreaming.